Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm doing my predictions for NXT Deadline 2025. So, as it was confirmed to be going on first this weekend, I thought we'd start off with the NXT Championship match, where we see Ricky Saints defending against Obafemi. And for me, I would love to see Obafemi have a second reign as NXT Champion, but it's simply the case of I can't see him doing that. I feel like he's done everything that he needs to do in NXT and is due a main roster run. Maybe this is one last time putting Ricky Saints over before going up to the main roster. That's what I'd like to think was going to happen. Maybe he does a surprise appearance in the Royal Rumble. That'd be quite cool. But one thing is, I just can't see him winning here. As much as I am a huge fan of Obafemi and he's someone that I am a massive fan of right now. Yeah, I can't see him winning. I think Ricky Saints is going to retain here, then go on to maybe have more title matches against people that will show him more jeopardy. Not that Oba won't. This will be a very physical match for Ricky Saints, but I don't think the title is in jeopardy here, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, pretty simple prediction to start off with, but it is Ricky Saints get the win. Following that, Ethan Page will be defending the North American Championship against Mr. Iguana in a match I'm actually looking forward to. I thought these two could have a really fun match. I saw highlights of the mixed tag team match they had with Chelsea Green and Lola Vice on each side, and yeah, that looked pretty good. So I think this is going to be a really good match. They've got like a built-in feud already, which they can get away with then just adding it in on the last episode of NXT. As I said, they've been feuding over the AAR mixed tag team championships. But for me, again, I can't see Ethan Page losing here. I think he's going to retain. I would be very surprised if they put the North American title on Mr. Iguana, like just because of the case of I would worry over what would Ethan Page do next. He doesn't, even though he feels like main roster ready, it doesn't feel like he's like definitely going up there yet. It feels like he's very comfortable in the North American Championship division and leading that to a very high standard. So yeah, I can't see them putting the title or taking the title away from him, sorry. So yeah, again, another quite easy prediction, which is Ethan Page to get the win here and retain the North American Championship. Following that, we have Izzy Dame taking on Tatum Paxley in what is a grudge match after Izzy Dame betrayed Tatum Paxley at Gold Rush. And for me, as much as I want Tatum Paxley to win, and this is only like a second PLE match as well, which is just mental to think about for how long she's been in NXT, but if you're going to set up Izzy Dame to be a dominant heel and to be someone to maybe threaten the NXT or North American Championship, you're going to have her win here so she can start that trajectory up to Championship Gold, which I assume is something they want to do. It feels like his name has been put in a position where Championship Gold is very much in her future. As much as both titles are held by heels right now, I can't see for very long JC Jane being women's champion. So yeah, I feel like Izzy Dame's going to be a natural next step for whoever is the NXT champion next, and to do that they've got to start building her up towards Championship Gold, and that is by beating the former NXT women's champion, which is unfortunate for Tatum Paxley, but I feel like she has a story within herself of being on her own again, being betrayed again, and she's kind of good at playing that character. So yeah, for me, I think there's a lot of benefits to come for both women in this match, but I feel like Izzy needs to win more than Tatum. So onto the two matches that I assume will go on last. I'd like to think that the women's is going to go on last. So I'm going to start with the men's, which is Leon Evans versus Leon Evans? That's not right. Leon Slater versus Javon Evans versus Joe Hendry versus Miles Bourne versus Dion Lennox in what was a very surprising Iron Survivor Challenge for the men. A lot of people you wouldn't really expect in there, or some people that aren't really at the championship level yet. Obviously, you've got Hendry and Javon Evans who are both challenged, and in Hendry's case, they both challenged for the NXT Championship with both that. But now Hendry has been a world champion. But Leon Slater, because current X Division champion, I can't see him winning this one because he's already got a title. Hendry and Javon Evans, I feel like, are both favourites. And Dion and Miles Bourne. Miles can choose his entry place, by the way. He got the pin in the 6-person, 8-person tag last night at the time of recording on NXT. I'm curious to see where he chooses, because choosing last isn't exactly the best place to go for because you don't have as much time to get points on the board. I feel like Dion Lennox could be set up for a very star-making performance in this match, but I feel, as I said, Javon Evans and Joe Hendry are probably favourites for this one. With the NXT champion currently being a babyface, it's also harder because both these guys are babyfaces, but for me, I'm going to go with Joe Hendry to get the win here. I feel like just because he's brand new to WWE now, like he's officially part of the main roster. Well, not main roster, but he's the main roster of WWE. So yeah, I feel like giving him a big win early will kind of put him in a good position. I feel like Javon Evans and Leon Slater are due another match against each other for just a match in general at some point, or for a maybe for the X Division Championship, maybe for a different championship. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Joe Hendry to get the win here, but I think Javon Evans is a close second, and the other three are kind of like dark horses, because I mean they could quite easily do it. I think Miles Bourne has had an NXT Championship match this year. Leon Slater is very good in the ring and would very much place a challenge for Ricky Saints, and so would Dion Lennox. But for me, as I said, I'm going to go one of the two favourites, and that is Joe Hendry. I'm going to go for. And in the match that I would put as the main event, and I feel like the match it should be in the main event, because I feel like this has the potential to be match of the night, and match of the night should have gone last. We have the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, where we have Lola Vice taking on Kendall Gray, taking on Kalani Jordan, taking on Sol Rucker, taking on Jordan Grace. And for me, this is again another case of process elimination, but very different this time. So Kalani Jordan, I don't think it's going to win, because I can't see them doing heel versus heel in Kalani Jordan versus JC Jane. I don't think it's going to be Kendall Gray, because it's just a bit too early for her to be defending, going after the NXT Women's Championship when she's currently the Evolve Women's Champion. Sol Rucker is someone I really want to win, and I would be so happy if she got the wins. I feel like she should be NXT Women's Champion at some point. But this whole stuff with Zarya, the fact that Zarya, by the way, Zarya speared Kendall Gray, and Kendall took it like a absolute champ. Like, respect to Kendall Gray, because she took that well. But she was clearly aiming for Sol Rucker. So I feel like Zarya is just going to cost Sol the match. And that leaves the two women who people will complain that have had way too many opportunities at the title and don't deserve to go for another one. Because that's what will happen, is that no matter who wins these Survivor Challenges, people will bitch and moan about it. But I am going to put my prediction down to Jordan Grace. She's the only woman, I feel like, who's been set up perfectly to become the NXT Women's Champion and hasn't. You know, Julia did it, Stephanie Vaquer did it, and for some reason, Jordan Grace hasn't done it yet, and I feel like this might be the moment to do that at New Year's Evil. So, for me, as much as I would love to see Lola Grace as well win the NXT Women's Championship, maybe it's worth her going for the North American Championship, because I feel like Lola Vice versus Blake Monroe might be a really, really good match. So, it's something I would actually prefer over her going for the women's title again. So, for me, I'm going to go with Jordan Grace to get the win and to go on to New Year's Evil to face JC Jane for the Women's Championship. So there's my predictions for NXT Deadline 2025. Do put down in the comments below what your predictions are, who you think is going to win. Do you think we're going to get any surprises at all? Who do you have for the Iron Survivor Challenge? I'm very curious to see who people have got for that. And yeah, say, do you anything else with NXT? Do put down below anything else in general of wrestling? We can have a good discussion about it. And yeah, do like the video if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe. There's a lot of good stuff coming. There'll be a video I'm not sure about on the 6th. I haven't quite thought of something yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. Then there'll be a review of NXT Deadline. There is then coverage of what will be probably the saddest weekend of the wrestling year, which is John Cena's last match. I'll be doing predictions for that, and my top 10 John Cena matches of all time will come out as a list on the day of John Cena's last match. So do look out for those. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.